Okay guys, so it's taken me 6 months to take this channel from 0 to 100 subscribers, and I've done so during one of the most difficult and challenging periods of my life. But if you're asking me, has it been worth all the late nights, the long hours, the frustrations, demoralizations of putting in so much work when at times it can feel like you're getting very little in return? The answer is absolutely it has. I'm going to share with you 3 key tactics that I've employed that have allowed me to get to that 100 subscriber milestone. And I'm also going to share with you some of my back-end YouTube studio analytics so you can see exactly for yourself what's worked well and what hasn't worked so well. I'm then going to share with you 3 benefits that I've experienced since starting the channel, things that I think you can really benefit from yourself if you're not already doing so as part of your own channel or plans to start your own channel. And stick around to the end, because what I'm going to do is share with you some key insights around what I think has changed for me and the channel since hitting 100 subscribers just 2 months ago. So I think you're going to enjoy this. Let's do it. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. 100 subscribers in 6 months, it's hardly blowing up, is it? Right? So why would you listen to me? Well, I think the answer to that is I'm in the YouTube trenches, probably like you. You know, I am here putting in a disproportionate amount of work relative to the results that I'm seeing. And that is a really tough place to be. You know, one of the reasons why I've made this video is, you know, if you search for how to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, often you'll be greeted with one of the big channels giving you all the main stats and, you know, tactics around how to achieve that. And those videos, whilst useful, they can be a little bit samey. So I think it's useful to hear from somebody that's in that exact position, because I searched for this type of video a lot when I was around 10, 20, 50 sort of subscribers. In fact, I'm still doing it because I find it really motivating to hear and see people that are in the exact same position as you, or maybe, you know, just a couple of months behind where you are, or ahead of where you are, I should say, because I think it's more beneficial to see what it's actually like from someone at the time, rather than hearing from somebody that's done that 5 or 6 years ago and is, you know, doing their best to recall, you know, what it used to be like for them. Okay, so what are the 3 specific tactics that I've employed that you can learn from too? Well, the first of which is in relation to what extent I have niched down, or niched if you're from across the pond. Well, for me, I think there's a lot of conflicting information. That's the first thing to say about this on the internet, and you can only really learn, I think, by your own experience. Now, for me, I've built this channel, The Apparel Life, around starting and running my own clothing brand, and in order to achieve that, I've also learned how to screen print myself, which has been a challenge in itself. So there's a couple of sort of niches there that have allowed me to create content on a consistent basis, because that's basically what I'm doing whenever I've got any spare time. So it's not like I'm having to go out of my way to create new content. It's just a case of trying to find a way to film what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, which is not easy. But I think if you can create a channel based around whatever it is that you're doing at the moment, if indeed it's something that you enjoy doing, then that's a natural advantage that you've got when starting your own channel. And I think you hear a lot of people as well, experts on YouTube, talking about what is your unfair advantage, you know. And I think probably that is my unfair advantage. It is something that's quite unique. I mean, sometimes I'm concerned that it's almost too niche, because it's been such a difficult process teaching people how to do it. You know, it's not for the faint-hearted, so it's quite a difficult sell, but on the other hand, hopefully it's quite interesting and people can learn little bits as well. Now, that's probably not interesting to you at this moment. You're here to understand how you can gain 100 subscribers. So what I'm also mindful of is how I can use the channel to be of use to other people and value to other people around that niche that I've targeted, but also how they can then broaden the appeal through certain videos, such as this one. You know, I don't want to niche down too far that it prevents me from expressing myself creatively beyond simply clothing brands and screen printing and so on. So this is a prime example of that. This video is me looking to sort of stretch my natural audience. I hope you're enjoying being here. I hope you subscribe, because in future I'll also do other videos around just, you know, the process of moving into a creative place in your life, which is something that I'm doing, having been involved in sort of a corporate career ladder for much of my life. So just something to bear in mind. It's worked for me up until this point, having a niche, but also have one eye on how you can then step beyond that. And just to go back to that point for a moment around what is your unfair advantage, I think you can overthink this, and you can think, particularly when you're absorbing so much content as you probably are maybe on YouTube, it can feel like other people know more than you. You know, they've got it all sorted, but they haven't. The chances are that you have your own unfair advantage as well. So, you know, what is it about you, the life that you've lived, that gives you a unique perspective, or perhaps it's a skill that you can start to leverage as a niche that you can then expand beyond? I'm sure there's something for you. If there is, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know what you've got on your mind at the moment. In short, I think, you know, don't be afraid to experiment. In the early stages, it's a great advantage to have, you know, because relatively few people are probably watching. So you can take advantage of that and experiment and find out what you enjoy doing, what works for you. Hopefully you can marry the two together, you know, and, you know, just do interesting stuff, document it, learn from it, tell others what you've done. And then I think over time, you know, probably a long period of time, you'll build up a bank of knowledge, experience, that will really set your YouTube channel a solid foundation from which you can build. The second thing that's worked really well for me, specifically on subscriber count, has been YouTube Shorts. Now, I would say 80% of my subscribers have come from YouTube Shorts. Now, probably I've put a disproportionate amount of time into YouTube Shorts, just because they're obviously easier to create, they take less time, and I suppose it's less of an investment. Now for me, I'm working long hours as it is, really long hours, so to find time to film a video such as this, which I'm doing on the 28th of December, is a bit of a rarity. So it's been easier for me to grow through YouTube Shorts, and say I've grown probably 80%, or 80 of my 100 subscribers have come directly from Shorts. So it's been really good for me to see that. It's been a really good motivator for me to see sort of an instant benefit of some of the work that I've put into the channel. And I think it's also a reminder to the YouTube algorithm that you are here on times when you're not able to put out a video weekly or fortnightly, because at the moment for me, I'm probably averaging a video, long form video, once a month, which is really, you know, a long way off where I would like to be. But that is another point, you know, every YouTube channel is different. You will hear people say that you should be posting probably once a week. I think there's probably a lot of merit in that, but if you can't do that, then you can't do that, can you? So, you know, you can only do what you are able to do without killing yourself. So I think this would be a really good point to hop on to the YouTube Studio Analytics, and I can show you exactly what's worked for me. Let's have a look. Just while this loads up here, you can see that at this moment in time I have 148 subscribers. I've picked up 15 subscribers in the last 28 days. I say all of those have come from Shorts. I've not published any long form videos in the last 15 days. If we scroll to have a look at my content, you can see all of my videos here. So let's see how many we've got. We've got in the region of, well, we're saying we've got 17 videos, but some of them are quite short videos. I would say I've probably got about 10 full effort videos on the channel at the moment, and they say they've probably picked up about 20 of the 100 subscribers that I've been referring to. Most of these are in and around 100 or 200. This video here is gaining some traction at the moment about how to sew custom woven labels onto clothing. This is something that's picking up some views more recently. This was published in the 1st of May, but it's still getting maybe 5 views a day at the moment, all coming from YouTube search. So it's interesting to see which videos rank for different sort of areas on YouTube. This is my best performing video to date, which has over 500 views, but is not picking up any views or reaching anybody at the moment, which is disappointing. Now, if we click on this video and see how this has performed, then you can see, oh, my other light has just died. If we go into the analytics of this video, we can see that I picked up 16 subscribers from this video. So I put an awful lot of effort into this video. You can see that it's 22 minutes long. So yes, beneficial in terms of subscribers. It's one of the most highly searched titles in my niche. Got really good reach, but the actual click-through rate is really poor, which is probably why it's not being pushed to other YouTube viewers at the moment. If I look at engagements, the average view time, this is my best average view time for a particular video, and it's 4 minutes 32 seconds, which is not a lot in the context of the total video being over 22 minutes. So what I would say to you is, in the early stages of starting your channel, don't be tempted to go too long on your videos, particularly if you're putting a lot of editing in the back end of the video. The chances are that, you know, not many people are going to see that video. So my recommendation would be start with shorter videos and you know, maybe around 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, and try and get that high watch time in terms of percentage of the overall video viewed, which YouTube will recognize and hopefully push to a wider audience, particularly if your click-through rate is good. So whilst the average view duration is the best of all my videos, the click-through rate is poor, and it's probably why it's not being pushed any further. If I go to show you some of the shorts here, so you can see that I've published a lot of shorts, and if I rank these by views, the most that I've ever achieved is nearly 3,400. One of the things that I found useful with shorts is sometimes including an emoji. It seems to trigger a bit of an emotional response. So certainly the top 2 shorts have both got an emoji. If you scroll down, maybe not some of the others, but it's something worth experimenting with. It's definitely seen worth having a go at practicing with that. So one of the key things that I found with YouTube Shorts as well is, in order that you get a good performance, you need to have a high percentage view time. So let's say you do a 10-second short, anything upwards of 9 seconds or 90% is going to stand you in good stead for your short being pushed out and it receiving good reach and the potential for it to go viral for you. Now for me, the sweet point has been anywhere between 8 and 12 seconds. It's quite hard to hold people's attention beyond that unless you've got a really sort of fancy video editing, crazy sort of viral video. So that would be my recommendation. So if we pick my top performing short here and then go into the analytics, see I only picked up 2 subscribers from this, despite having really high reach, engagement. So the average view duration was 14 seconds, which was 98% of the total video. So the total video is 15 seconds. So you can see most people were hanging around, some will have switched off, but on average, most people are watching the full short, which is obviously good news for YouTube. Okay, so tactic number 3 is to kiss goodbye to perfectionism. Perfectionism is not going to help you in your YouTube journey. That is unless you are a natural born filmmaker, performer, artist. Now, maybe you are, in which case good luck to you, but for mere mortals like you and I, then it is not going to help you on your journey, because the likelihood is that your first few videos are going to suck, right? You know, my first one, take a look back at it, it's awful, but I've left it there as a reminder to me and anybody else that wants to look at the channel, you know, of my authentic self when I started this channel. I'm going to leave it there as long as I can face it. But you know, if you were to look at that video, hopefully you'll see that over the last 10 videos I've improved. Now, you know, is there a lot more that I can do to improve? Yeah, of course there is, but you know, I think the point is that, you know, the rate of improvement is not linear with a YouTube channel. Hopefully you can start seeing some real benefit quite soon. You know, a lot of people say that the first 10, 20, even 50 videos that you create, you're going to throw away anyway. Now, you may not throw them away, but you know, it's a point of trial and error until you get to the point where, you know, through minor improvements with each video, you get to a point where you're actually not that bad. And you can't do that whilst you're trying to make things perfect, because it will only delay your progress and it will stop you from, you know, getting in front of the camera and recording. You know, if I wanted this to be perfect, I'd be sat around a long time. So, you know, I've had to accept that, and I would recommend that you do so as well in order that you can actually get some content out. So, you know, don't be afraid to create that first video. When I started my channel, I actually had a little bit of time on my hands at that time, and I scripted and filmed and edited 3 videos prior to launching the first video, in order that I had some sort of momentum after the first video, because I was afraid that seeing myself and getting the bad results from the first video, you know, might put me off making the second. So that's something to consider if you've got the time to do so. You know, the likelihood is that you're going to look back at your original videos and cringe, and that's a good sign. You know, that is a sign that you are growing, and I think that will probably continue to happen for you as well. And that leads quite nicely into the 3 benefits that I've experienced in starting the YouTube channel. Now, the first of which is in relation to the fulfillment that I've received from helping and supporting others. That is the #1 objective of this channel. It is to help and support other people on their journeys as clothing brand owners, screen printers, YouTubers, to inspire them to create positive change within their lives, and to do so by embracing their own creativity, and to see the benefit of that, and to see people interacting with the channel and with me directly around how I'm helping them is really, really fulfilling, and that's something that I don't get out of other areas of my life. So I'm hoping that that will only grow. If you're feeling that right now, drop me a comment below. And that links quite nicely into the second benefit, which is around personal growth and the creative outlet that YouTube has provided for me. You know, I, by my very nature, am quite introverted, so you know, it's been a real struggle for me to get on camera, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people as well. You know, I don't like how I look on camera. I'm getting more used to it, more videos that I produce. You know, I also hated how I sounded on camera. I've always hated my own voice, and you know, to put myself out there on YouTube has been quite a challenge, but quite a journey, for want of a better description. But the more you do it, the more you kind of can embrace your authentic self and also express that authentic self as well. So it's very early days for me, but you know, just the very act of creating something out of nothing, I think, as I've said in other videos, is a really courageous act, and that's something that I'm trying to embrace and encourage others to do as well. So, you know, if you click record and post your own videos as well, you can enjoy that as well. Okay, so the third benefit of starting the YouTube channel is one that I've not actually realized yet, but is one that I'm confident of achieving, and that is the monetization of the channel, which will involve hitting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on my long form videos. I've got a lot to do, obviously, but I'm massively motivated to achieve that. You know, I need to achieve that in order to supplement my primary income and support those that are dependent upon me. So I'm not short of motivation for making this happen. You know, I'm helping others in the process. It's benefiting me from a creative point of view, giving me a great creative outlet for expressing myself, and hopefully it's something, you know, a byproduct of that over time will be the monetization of the channel. So I'm sure that's something that you're looking to achieve. What I would say is, bear in mind that it's going to take different length of time for different people. So it's, you know, it's okay to compare yourself to other channels, but, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. You know, if I'd done the same based upon my experience of 100 subscribers in 6 months, I would have given up a long time ago, because, you know, it's not really world class, is it? But I can see that I'm heading in the right direction, and I've got the motivation and the work ethic that I know that if I stick at it long enough, it'll come good for me, and I'm sure it will do for you too as well. So good luck with your journey. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned about explaining to you some of the benefits that I'd seen since hitting 100 subscribers. I would say there's nothing concrete, but what I have seen is that the rate of my subscriber growth has definitely accelerated since hitting 100 subscribers. I'm definitely getting more traction with my shorts. Perhaps it's a function of the frequency of my shorts publication, but I also just think it's just general momentum in the channel as well. So it's taken me 6 months to go from 0 to 100 subscribers. That happened in the middle of October. It's now end of December, 2.5 months later, and I'm currently at about 150 subscribers. So you can see that sort of upward trend, and small snowballing effect is starting to take place, which you hear a lot about. So I'm confident that, you know, that trend will continue. So I wish you all the best with your channel. Drop me a link in the notes below to let me know your thoughts, any questions that you've got. It'd be great to hear from you. And as I said before, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll check you out in a future video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.